and welcome back to Sundays in the Garden. My name is Sarah and on this channel I share all of the things that I get up to in my English cottage style garden in the United Kingdom. It's going to be a different one today because I initially planned to lay a concrete border along the bed on our right hand side of the garden. However, as you can probably see, the weather has turned this week and we've had a lot of rain, so it's not the right conditions for laying concrete, sand or creating this brick border. So I will try to dig the trench that we need for that today, because actually the ground being quite wet might help with that. But also I'm going to get onto some other jobs, like cutting back the yellow loosestrife on the left hand side of our garden, which is a job I do at this time of year every year, and it grows back beautifully. I'd like to plant some spring bulbs into pots and also some snowdrops out into the ground underneath the tree over by our shed. So if these are things you'd be interested in watching, then let's get started. So over here is our yellow loosestrife. We've got it on this side of the tree, and then we've got a crabapple tree and then some more on the following farther side. So that's what I'm going to cut back first. I'm not sure if this is the perfect time of year to cut back loosestrife, but I've done it at the same time every year for the last 10 years and it's always come back absolutely beautifully next year. So sometimes it's just trial and error in the garden and seeing what works for you. Taking a moment to enjoy all of the autumn colours in the garden. Then back to the loosestrife. Once I've removed the majority of the foliage, I go down to the ground and cut off the stalks that are sticking out of the ground, which leaves the ground looking lovely and clear. Okay, so now I'm up in the allotment area having a quick look over what's happened with the garlic and the onions that we put in. It was just about a week and a half ago that we put these in, and every single garlic bulb we popped in has began to grow. Hooray! Also seeing the first signs of some of the onions that we put in poking through the surface. So there's a little tiny bit here popping through, and here, and there's one up here as well. So that's great. They're just coming through. These are the onions that we already had in, and they're getting fatter and looking happy at the moment as well. There's one over there. So a few of those coming through, so we'll keep an eye on those and I'll keep you updated. My last job before a tea break is to cut back this clematis, which always goes a bit crazy at this time of year, and it's taken over the window and the little bee house on my shed, so I'm cutting it back so that it all looks lovely and neat. And as it was my son's birthday yesterday, there was even cake. Okay, so I'm going to head back outside now and dig the trench where I would like my brick border to go. Obviously I can't complete that today, but I can hopefully dig a nice trench and get rid of the planting and plants that have grown into that area, so that we've got a nice clear area to put the bricks. I love these bricks. They're acclaimed Victorian bricks which I found on Facebook Marketplace for a real bargain, and I can't wait to use them in the garden. This is the area the border is going to go, all along this bed here, all the way up where those terracotta tiles are, which we put down to get an idea of what it would look like, and back down to the bottom. I'm not using much at all today, just a fork and a trowel, my gloves and a brick to get an idea of the size of the trench I need to dig. Here I'm just working my way along the border, making sure it's clear of weeds and roots and moving any wayward worms. I love how it's looking so far, and it's really giving me the motivation to keep going and get the job done. A little visitor came to say hello and give me some moral support. I split this brick in order to miss a tree root. And all done until I'm ready for sand and concrete. So delicious. So my last job today is to pot up some spring bulbs. I have got some hyacinth bulbs, 4 in here. I think I got those from B&Q, and I'm going to pop those into this pot here. And I've also got some more of my daffodil bulbs that I picked up at my local garden centre. And I'm going to put some of those into this much larger pot. First, I cover the drainage hole with some crocks to allow water to escape and ensure that the bulbs don't rot. I fill half the pot with a compost and grit mix and put in 10 daffodil bulbs. I then cover the bulbs to the top and add a layer of grit on the top to finish the pot. After repeating the process with the hyacinth bulbs, I take the pots to a secure, sheltered and dry location near my shed and look forward to these beautiful blooms come the springtime. Thank you so much for joining me for another Sunday in my garden. I'm really pleased with what I've got done today. I think the border looks really cool. So what I need to do when the sun comes out is now fill the trench that I've made with those bricks with sand, and then concrete those bricks in so that they are nice and flush. Then hopefully once the grass grows back up to the bricks and I've got the sort of soil up behind the bricks, it will look really, really lovely. So I'm really pleased with that. Got some bulbs planted, which was one of my to-do jobs, and got the loosestrife cut back, which is another one of my jobs. Didn't get the snowdrops planted under the tree, but it was kind of a conscious decision that it's quite wet down there. I don't want the bulbs to rot in the soil, so I wanted it to dry out a little bit after this particularly long spell of rain that we've just been having. Next time I will hopefully get to plant those bulbs, the snowdrop bulbs, and get the brick border finished. Other jobs, I've got to clear the bed at the back. One more bed at the back needs clearing. Some roses cutting back. The area around the pond needs tidying up and clearing back for winter. I'm going to put some gravel underneath the shelving in my greenhouse. and all those kinds of things. So I'm not sure what I'm going to get to next week, but if you want to see me get on top of those jobs, then please consider subscribing so you stay up to date with all of my videos. And if you've enjoyed the video today, give it a like so that I know that I'm on the right track. Hope you've all had a wonderful, wonderful Sunday in your gardens, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week ahead. Bye!